Во последниве 2 години е чест гостин во Македонија. Вообичаено доаѓаше кога требаше да се направи никаков напредок во пржинските разговори, а последно дојде се да направи увид во реформската агенда на новата влада. За очекувањето од предметите што ги води специјалното јавно обвинителство, за помошта која што може Брисел да ја пружи на Македонија на патот кон Европската унија за најавените судски реформи и за други теми, разговараме со еврокомесарот за проширување Јоханес Хан. Господине Хан, Македонија и регионот се повторно во фокусот на интересот на Европската унија, Соединетите американски држави и НАТО. Дали зголеменото руско влијание и пропустите на Брисел да го предвиди таквиот развој се дел од причините зошто Европската унија одлучи да го земе под закрило регионот?
Honestly, we follow our own interests, and it's obvious that all the countries in the Western Balkans should become sooner or later, hopefully sooner, members of the European Union. They are already today surrounded only by EU member states. Therefore, it's quite logic that finally they should become members in order to complete, so to say, the European Union family construction.
Зборувате за еднички пазар на Западен Балкан, Царинска унија. Дали се тоа дел од конкретните мерки со кои ќе се забрза патот кон Европската унија?
The idea which is on the table, and I suppose it will be endorsed by the Dresde summit, which will take place in 2 weeks' time, which is the annual meeting of the Western Balkan countries together with some European countries, is to work on a regional economic area. And I'm not talking, or we are not talking about a customs union, but it's something where there are first steps towards the future integration into the European single market. So it's a concrete preparation for a future accession to the European Union. And this would mean, at the beginning at least, free flow of goods, of services, but also the mutual recognition of professional certificates, things like that. Also first steps towards a, so to say, regional digital market, everything which helps to further promote the region, to make it more attractive for foreign direct investments, to invite international companies to come into the region, to create job opportunities, but also to offer opportunities for people in the region to found their own companies, to extend their current activities. So it's simply something which is pushing the economy, making the region more attractive, creating jobs, better living conditions, at the same time preparing, so to say, in a sustainable manner and in a focused manner the regions for the further participation in the European single market.
Господине Хан, може ли Европската унија да помогне за решавање на проблемот со името со Грција?
I really appreciate the first initiatives by the Prime Minister Zaev, but also Foreign Minister Dimitrov, to reach out to Bulgaria, but also to Greece, to get in contact, to hear what could be, so to say, a possible solution where we are. So without, so to say, the agreement by member states, we cannot go ahead.
Задоволни ли сте од тоа што го предлага владата на премиерот Зоран Заев како европска агенда?
Yeah, I think it's the right way forward. After all the political discussions of last year, 3 attempts to have general elections and everything which is related to it. Afterwards, the long-lasting discussions till a new government has been formed. Now it's absolutely high time, and I understand also the opposition is committed to that, to really focus on political issues, to focus on reforms which are clearly in the interest of the country. But let me say something very important. We are talking a lot of reforms in order to prepare the country for the European perspective. Everything which is done in that respect is first and foremost to serve the interests of citizens of the country and not to please European officials.
Какви се вашите процени? Колку време ќе треба за граѓаните на вистина да ги почувствуваат тие преземени реформи?
In that respect, I think we all have to improve our, if you like, performance, to have more visibility for citizens. For instance, one idea could be to have one-stop shops where citizens can, so to say, get and apply for all public services, to get papers, driving license, etc., in a very fast procedure by implementing IT solutions, etc. This is not something which is totally new. We have it in some countries. By the way, it's also another way of more transparency, and it is a concrete example where citizens, for instance, can see the benefit of so say, a strong engagement of the European Union, but also the direction the country should take.
Според вас, што е клучно и првично да направи владата за да се забележи напредок кон Европската унија?
Yeah, they have to be committed, they have to work together. It would be, so to say, a mistake to believe one can work in a silo mentality, so each ministry takes care about a particular issue. No, it is about a horizontal task. That's why I was grateful to participate today for the first time ever in a meeting of the government to get first-hand reports by some ministers where they are in all their efforts, and this is something which has to continue, and in that respect I'm very confident that the government is able to deliver. I think there should be, so to say, trust in advance, also by citizens, by civil society, and then the government should be measured by their deeds.
Реални ли се очекувањата за датум за почеток на преговори во 2018 година?
Well, provided that everything comes into reality, what I have said previously, there will be first and foremost a positive report on our side, and in parallel we have to discuss with our member states, because for opening negotiations or starting negotiations we need a unanimous decision by our member states, but this is also task of the new government, and as I said, they have already started to reach out to the countries being primarily, so to say, affected, to address this issue and to work on a solution which enables them really to enter into negotiations. And once again, whatever we can do as European Commission, as a commissioner, I will do.
Господине Хан, ги поддржува ли Европската унија најавените реформи во правосудството пред се реизборот на судии?
Well, I think we are at the beginning of this process. I don't want to preempt discussions here. I trust a lot to Mr. Priebe and his team to look into it and to find a solution which is, so to say, tailor-made for the needs of the country. What is absolutely needed is to regain confidence and trust in the independence of the judiciary, in the quality of the judiciary. I think this is also the aim of the people working in it, prosecutors, judges, civil servants, and I think this is also something which citizens here in the country deserve, to rely on a functioning, transparent, non-corrupt judiciary.
Колку е важно за борбата против криминалот и корупцијата предметите што ги води специјалното јавно обвинителство да добијат разврска?
Well, it was a necessary, so to say, measure to address certain deficiencies. There is a regulation, and we have always said the institution should get the time it needs to proceed on all these issues, and now it's up to the government to discuss how this should be, so to say, prolonged or not, or how should it be transferred, or whatever is, so to say, the future construction. Once again, important is that people have the, so to say, impression, if you like, the reassurance that all criminal cases are thoroughly investigated, and if there is a need for indictments, they are done, they are filed, and there are court cases, and where necessary there are sentences and rulings, etc. So it's about the whole judiciary chain which has to function.
Ви благодарам на одвоеното време. Тоа беше се во неделното интервју на Радио Слободна Европа, во кое гостин беше еврокомесарот за проширување Јоханес Хан. Довидување до следната недела.